Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. From here starts the speaking test. This is the speaking mock test of the International English Language Testing System taking place in Ross IELTS Academy. The candidate is Aryan. The candidate number is 543210. The examiner is Joseph, examiner number 443251. Good afternoon. My name is Joseph. Would you please tell me your full name?
My full name's Aryan Akbarzadeh. Can call me Aryan.
All right. Can I see your identification, please?
Yeah, sure. Here you are.
Thank you so much. Perfect. Thank you. All right. Let's begin by part one. In the first part of the exam, I will ask you some personal questions. First, I'd like to ask you about your hometown. Do you like your hometown?
Yeah, actually, I'm a massive fan of my hometown because I'm living in a beautiful country, beautiful city, which is located in the center of the Iran. Actually, my city, it's Yazd with beautiful monuments and traditional arts.
All right. What can a visitor do there?
In Yazd, actually, they can visit many things, many monuments, many, as I say, many traditional arts. For example, they can watching many soil motifs, which are about, for example, 2 years ago. And actually, I like them, and I prefer to use to watch this beauty.
What are the common occupations of people there?
Actually, my city, it's an industrial city because most of people who live in US prefer to work in, for example, factories, manufactories, and do something like this.
All right. Now let's move on to talk about travel. Are you fond of travels?
Yeah, actually, because I believe spending for travel is beautiful more than spending for materials. We can make a connection to other people, and for example, we can make a business interaction or something like this, make a communication.
What insights do traveling to places bring in a person?
Please repeat again.
What insights do traveling to places bring in a person?
Actually, I believe I should go to travels with group, not with my own, because I can do many things. For example, I can camping around the for example, sea, or watching this eye-catching, beautiful of creation of God, or for example, like this.
And how do you plan your travel?
Actually, I planned my travels with my friends, as I say, because I'm an extrovert person, and I believe planning with my friends can be very effective.
Now let's move on to talk about schools. Did you have many friends in school?
Yeah, actually, I have many friends in the school, and because I believe making communication is very important, and I can meet them, for example, in a cafe or something like this, and it can affect and impact on my mind, on my travels.
Can you mention a cherished school memory?
A school memory, for example, when I go to school, I am doing many things. For example, I can making a plan for my school, for my admin of a school. Because I can do many things with computer. Actually, I have a high literacy computer, and yeah.
And what kind of amenities do schools offer in your country for a student?
Amenities, we have many things. For example, they can actually in schools we have many compulsory law. For example, they can use it for their. For example, they're selling many things in school. For example, their handicrafts in a school, and I think it's very good.
All right, thank you so much. That's the end of part one. Let's move on to part two. Now I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 2 minutes. Before you talk, you'll have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and you can make notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, you can take some paper and a pen for taking notes. And here's your topic. I'd like you to describe a useful piece of equipment, not computer, that you use at home. Here's the cue card. All right, your 1 minute preparation time is over. You can speak right now.
Okay, I want to describe my PS5, which is not a computer. Actually, it's a good facility in my room. I can use it for many things. For example, I can play a game, and I can actually make a interaction with other person. As I say, many games on PS5 we can play with them. For example, Valorant. Valorant, it's a shooter game. We can play this game and make a business interaction. Business interaction is in this topic. It's about selling our coins in game. For example, I can mine many coin in a game and sell it in for to another person. It's very good for Iranian because they can make money and it's just very good in this century. And I believe games have many sides. For example, we can make enjoyable time with our friends, make a communication, as I say, it's very effective. And I believe this extraordinary or impact on our mentality. We can show it in a game. In my opinion, most of people who playing these games have a high proficiency to the working with their computer because they actually they can use it with a better way in the school or in their curriculum studies. It can affect. However, if someone wants to use it, excessive use of the, for example, PlayStation 5, it can affect on their studies. And many parents who are like-minded with me, they prefer to make a restriction time for their children because this is effect on their studies. Also, I believe making a plan for using PlayStation 5, it's very better than to stop using for every time.
Thank you so much. Your 2 minute speaking time is over. Would you please hand me back?
Yes.
Paper and a pen. Perfect. Now let's move on to part 3. We've been talking about a useful piece of equipment that you use at home. And I'd now like to ask you some questions related to this topic. Do people in your country try new gadgets and appliances in the market?
A substantial number of children and juveniles, they want to use these new gadgets. For example, one of the good gadgets which we have is, for example, the Apple's facilities, which are, for example, iPhone or something like this. And I prefer to use it because it can improve my class or something like that.
Some people find it easy to follow instructions while assembling a gadget, while others find it difficult. Why is it so?
It can related to the advertisements. in my opinion, advertisements can make illusion for children or criminals, or actually most of people, because they are selling the illusion. Advertisements on facilities, on equipment, can use it for many things. If an advertisement want to, for example, show a mobile phone with a bad way, for example, a consumer, for example, who want to buy a mobile phone, they can't find it with the best way.
All right. Do people feel uncomfortable using new products at home or work?
Actually, using a gadgets or, for example, a facility in a work can affect on our proficiency. And I believe we should keep our mind to our work without using anything, because this affect on our high proficiency. And I believe using in the home, it's more useful than using in the home, in a work, because we can use it in our free time we can separate our studies in, for example, 25 minutes and use it between them for the rest of the time.
And do advertisements play a key role in promoting innovative and trendy products these days?
Please repeat again.
Do advertisements play a key role in promoting innovative and trendy products these days?
Yes, actually, as I say, advertisements can affect on our mind. Actually, selling illusion, as I say, and we are want to buying on impulse something. For example, they are make a high motivation on our mind. For example, iPhone 15 is one of them. For example, Apple want to make a video for iPhone 15 and sell it to the people. Actually, they say many lies. This can affect on our mind, because we think it's a good facility, which you are not, and we should ignore it.
Do people now prefer to buy local products than imported items?
Local products can affect on local economy. Local economy means, for example, economy in my city. For example, if I want to buy a handicraft or souvenir in my city, it can improve the economy and cash flow in my city. And it's very good, and I believe buying something, facility, equipment in my city, or handicraft, or something like this, it's very more useful than to buy, for example, to another city.
So it all has to do with the economic aspects?
Yes, all of them on effect on the economic. And I believe we should, actually government should make a preparation and provide, for example, a large capital for building many malls, or, for example, street markets for sellers to sell their items with the best way. It's very useful.
Thank you so much. This is the end of the speaking test. Please give me 2 minutes to review your performance, and we'll get back to you with the feedback.
Do you want to know what band score you'll get in the IELTS speaking test? Perhaps you want to improve your performance and prepare yourself for the real test. Then why not book an online mock test with us that will last for 25 minutes. 12 minutes of the test itself and 13 minutes of comprehensive feedback, plus we'll give you useful tips on how to make your performance better. Remember, all our examiners are especially trained by British Council instructors, so we know how to help you. Join us.
Welcome back. Well, I did review your performance based on the 4 criteria or band descriptors: fluency and coherence, lexical resource, grammar, and pronunciation. So, first of all, the fluency. When it comes to fluency, you were fluent and partly coherent. You were easy to follow. Of course, you need to work more on your connectives and paraphrasing. You need to paraphrase the questions of the examiner before going straight to the answer. That would give you some time to think of wiser, perhaps, answers to the questions. So paraphrasing, using some synonyms instead of the main words used in the main body of the question would give you some better performance, and that will definitely increase your band score. You need to also focus on a wider range of connectives, a broader range of connectives to make you sound like a natural speaker. Use more phrases like moreover, furthermore, on the one hand, and all of those, they're called also boosters. Boosters help you buy some time and find better ideas with regards to how to continue your topic and how to develop the topic and build up on the information that you have in mind. So this is with regards to the fluency. When it comes to lexical resource, you also had a couple of mistakes or inappropriate usage of some words. In some cases, I thought that you were trying to come up with words that sound more like a memorized language, like when you used the word substantial, a substantial number of people, you could have easily used the word a large number of people or a significant number of people. So it's okay to use such complicated words or more advanced words, but try to be careful with when and where to use them. You also said make interaction with. You overused make interaction with. You could have used engage more with or involve themselves more. Try to diversify your language. Do not stick to a specific word and overuse it a lot of times, because that would make you sound like a non-native speaker. So avoid these mistakes and it will definitely improve your band score. And then you used a couple of good words like souvenir, which is great job. Thank you so much for using such advanced words. And then try to be careful, use stronger words, more diverse range of words, and that will help you answer better to the questions. Grammar. Your main issue is grammar. You were fluent, you were speaking effortlessly, but you faced many issues and many grammatical mistakes. You made many grammatical mistakes, and I will list a couple of them. For example, you said, it can relate it. It can relate it. It can be related to something. Or you said, buy it to a city instead of from. Buy it from a city. So pay a closer attention to how to use the prepositions and where to put some certain prepositions. So prepositions really can destroy the language and your flow of speech when you don't pay attention to them. In, where to use in, where to use at, where to use on, with, all those prepositions can help you if you work on them and improve how to use them. Then you will sound more natural and you won't face any issues in your flow of speech. And then you said, this affects on. We either say, this has an effect on, or this affects something. This affects something without the need to add the preposition of on. Or you sometimes the subject verb agreement was inaccurate. You said many law instead of many laws, or they can camping instead of they can camp, or is industrial city instead of is an industrial city. And then you had this significant mistake, they are make instead of they make. So you have to, my tip for you is to try to remove those problems and inaccuracies with regards to grammar. If you improve your grammar, then you will sound more natural and it will improve your overall band score. In terms of pronunciation, you had this rise and fall. You had this word stress. You were easy to follow. You didn't face many significant problems and issues. You didn't have or make any significant mistake. Except for a couple of mistakes which I've listed, like believe instead of believe, I believe. You say I believe. School instead of school, and curriculum, something like that. Curriculum. And restriction, it was restriction, I think. And then a street instead of street. So, but all in all, the pronunciation was not that much problematic. You were able to speak clearly, and that's what matters when we talk about pronunciation. We're not talking about accent, we're talking about clarity. So you need to sound clear to the examiner in order to show them that you are easy to follow and you can get your messages across clearly.